Hi, welcome to the demonstration of RM-SCADA, which is an ignition module developed by Pramaj Technologies. So RM-SCADA is an acronym for Remote Monitoring SCADA, which allows you to monitor any ignition parameter remotely on any HTML5 device through the pubnub cloud. So RM-SCADA module can be installed directly on the ignition server, or it can be installed on a separate machine connected to ignition on the LAN. Only requirement is that the machine where RM-SCADA is installed should have an internet connectivity to connect to the pubnub cloud. Now RM-SCADA can communicate with ignition either through a directly connected gateway communication module or through an OPC UA interface. So OPC UA interface allows you to communicate with not only ignition but any SCADA system that supports OPC UA. For this demonstration, we have installed RM-SCADA on a separate machine and it is communicating to ignition through a direct connect gateway communication module. Now the kind of outputs that you can see from on RM-SCADA clients are shown here. So you can monitor ignition parameter either in bar charts or gauges or in pie chart or in trend chart format. So let's start the ignition for RM-SCADA module. This is a trial version which runs for 30 minutes and quits, and you have to restart. So first of all, we have to connect to the ignition server. We have to give the server name, which is a separate machine, and you say connect. So it gets connected. Now we have to start the timer. So once you start a timer, we have already configured the dashboards on the same machine. Now these are the HTML5 clients. So under a browser, you can see the various dashboards of ignition parameters. So this is a bar graph, and these are the tags that it is displaying. The values are not changing because it's communicating with the ignition, and ignition, the values are static. We will change some of the parameters and see its results. So the trend chart is first initializing. It's filling the buffer. We just started the trending, so now it will update the screen every 5 seconds. Now I have configured the ignition client, and we will try. These are the tags defined in the ignition, and some of which are being monitored in the dashboards through the RM-SCADA module. Now for example, if I want to change the value of tag 6, I make it 85 and apply the change, and so you can see here it will reflect. So these 4 gauges are tag 6. So you can see the trend has changed. Now this is the tag 6, which is also changed here. So another feature of RM-SCADA is that it displays you the alarm screen. So here the values that have changed beyond a threshold value are listed in a chronological order. We'll come to this later. Another screen is the monitored item list. So here some of the ignition tags which are configured in a tag path file are shown with their current values. Now the values don't change continuously. To minimize the bandwidth, whenever user clicks a refresh, the screen is updated. You can see them. So actually it is communicating through the internet to the ignition server, though it's on a local machine, but it is coming through the internet. So we'll just try to see how the parameters are configured. So this is a tag path file which is common between the AR-SCADA module and the simulation module, as well as the RM-SCADA module. So we will focus, we have seen this AR-SCADA module tags in a separate video. Here we'll concentrate only on the RM-SCADA tags. So RM-SCADA tags are defined at end. It can be defined anywhere. So the RM-SCADA modules tags are defined from here. So the scene name or channel name starts with EON for RM-SCADA, and this is for the bar graph, and this is the update cycle, and this is a unique name for the bar graph. So we can have any group of bar graphs defined, and these are the tag paths. These are the fully qualified tag paths of the ignition server that needs to be displayed on the bar graph. So see, you can see 0 to 7 are the bar graphs. So in the bar chart, the 0 to 7, these are the tags that are being displayed over here. So similarly, there is a pie chart, 0 to 5. Again, you can see here, these are the values which are coming in the pie chart. Six values are displayed there, and similarly 8 values are being trended, and the gauge, there's only one value can be displayed, that is tag 6, and we have configured 4 of these. This tag 6, the same thing. We'll see how to configure this in a HTML page. So apart from the dashboards, we have the alarm points. So this is the alarm channel. Here we have defined tag 0 to 9 to be monitored for alarm changes. That is, you can see the instantaneous values of these tags. Any tags can be configured, and then any state transition, if the value of tag 0 becomes more than 75, its state is called 1. If it's greater than 80, it's called state is 2, and if it is less than 20, it's 3, and if the value is less than 10, its state is 4. So this is for the alarm screen as well as for the monitoring of the real-time parameters, this is the alarm screen. So whenever the value of any tag changes, right now it is static. For example, we'll once again change the value of tag 6 from 85 to, let us say, 35. Now it was in state 2. Now it will come to normalcy. So so automatically whenever there is a state change, it updates tag value. Tag 6 has changed from state 2, which is greater than 80, to normal state. And similarly, if I refresh, right now tag 6 is 85, showing the previous value for this timestamp. This is not the latest. So I have to refresh this. So you can see tag 6 is 35. Same thing you can see in the trend. So this is how the parameters of RM-SCADA has to be configured. So once again, this is the bar graph. You have to mention in a standard naming convention eon. All the eon channels start with eon. Then it can be either bar or pi or chart or gauge or alarm. Followed by that, this is a number that tells what's the update cycle every 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Maximum you can define is 60 seconds, I think. And this is a name that makes this name of the channel unique. And these are tags. And only for the alarms channel, we have to define the alarm limits. If you don't define the alarm limits, it will not be monitored for the alarms, but you can monitor the value of that tag in real time. For example, if some conditions are not defined, then that state transition for that will never appear here. Whereas you can always monitor all the alarms, all the real-time values in this state table, state page. So whenever you press refresh, it gives you the latest values. It doesn't continuously update because it will unnecessarily take the bandwidth. And the alarm screen stores a history of about 100 alarms, 100 state changes. It's not dependent on time, it's number of state changes. So all the important key parameters can be listed in the tag paths that you want to monitor for status change or monitoring their current values. So any number of parameters can be defined here, and any number of channels can be defined as well. And you can filter this by time, 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago or 24 hours ago. So all the history is stored on the pubnub cloud itself to a limit of maximum 100 values. But of course you can increase the values, the number to a large value. So you have a complete history of state changes. Alarm you can monitor over here. Then you can filter by, you can monitor only the tag 0 or tag 1, what were the state changes and when the state change took place. And you can monitor by state, which are the alarms, which are the tags that were in alarm 1. So it just filters out those timestamps when the value of that particular tag, I mean that tag change to the state. So you can monitor on state. All right. And there is one more feature has been added recently, is that you can monitor the RM-SCADA remotely on any mobile device or any device. So for example, so it fetches the values of the real-time parameters from Ignition over internet, and so you can still monitor the RM-SCADA screens on mobile phones or any HTML5 device. So we can even control, say for example, if I change the tag, it takes some time because the command has to go over internet and update the value in Ignition, and it comes back. So there is a slight delay involved, but nevertheless it allows you to monitor as well as control. So for example, if I change some parameter, let's say tag 2, tag 2 is 55. If I want to change it to 95 and apply, So you can monitor the tag 2. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to refresh the screen. It doesn't automatically refresh. So I have to click refresh. So you can observe that value of tag 2 has changed to 95. So I think that more or less covers all the features of the RM-SCADA, and in future versions we will have a 2D interface as well. So please visit our website pramanj.com to see the more details of all our products.